Well, Disu, a former commander of a rapid response squad in Lagos State, replaces Deputy Commissioner of Police, that's Abba Kyari, who is presently on suspension. Now, Kyari is being investigated following his indictment by the FBI in the USA over his alleged relationship with the fraudster Ramon Ambas, popularly known as Hush Puppy. Now, a statement by the FBI has revealed that how Kyari allegedly received 8 million naira from Hush Puppy, which is said to be payment presumed to facilitate the arrest of Vincent Chibuzo, an accomplice of Hush Puppy. Now, we have joining us this morning Public Affairs Analyst and Director, Lead Network Africa, Chukwuma Okenwa. Chukwuma, good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Central.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Chukwuma. Now, before we get started, let's quickly go through the profile of Tunji Disu and his journey in the police force. Now, if you look there on your screen, we have quite a number of information about Disu, looking as far back as when he joined the police force and his role even in the Lagos State Police. Now, he was born on the 17th of April 1960 in Lagos State, Nigeria. He joined the Nigerian Police in 1992 as a cadet ASP at the Nigerian Police Academy in Kaduna.
Well, he was also the commander of the Rapid Response Squad Lagos between 2015 and 2020. He was also promoted to the rank of Deputy Police Commissioner in April back in 2019. Now, Disu was the directing staff at the Nigerian Police Academy in Kano and the national chairman of the Nigerian Police Judo Association. So he's a man who knows his sport, if you have to say.
Wow, quite an interesting and robust CV, I must say. But really, I mean, looking at that, prior to his appointment as the new head of IRT, DCP Tunji Disu was the Deputy Commissioner of Police in Department of Operations, Force Headquarters in Abuja. Now, Okenwa, this brings the next question. What do you make of his appointment, especially now that we heard that the appointment is with immediate effect as of yesterday?
Of course, it's expected, given what we hope on the police to esteem its institutional integrity above every other form of interest. Like we've seen in developed nations, just that maybe like some accusations come upon an officer, it's enough to suspend and not to talk about when there are like some form of evidence yet to be tried in the court, but suggestive the person might be culpable. I think this is the right step in the right direction. It's an unusual one, given the way the Nigerian police force have before now operated, but it's still a good step in the right direction and commendable that this is happening in a time like this. You know, it's not one of those cases that is swept under the carpet. But I must also have to observe, supposing this is not the case involving America, would they have also like swept into action as much as all we've seen? Because with these recent incidents, we began to see claims and counterclaims of reports that have been made, petitions officially to the force headquarters with respect to Abba Kyari, and nothing was done about that. And I mean, it's an indictment on the institution that we have to, first of all, wait in the first instance to have an FBI spot an international fraudster like Hush Puppy, and also spot an accomplice, a high-ranking officer. It means it's an indictment on our intelligence structure, because we never had all of those things to discover first, a fraudster of international repute, and also to discover an officer that can go as far as compromising justice, that can go as far as abusing the trust of his office, not minding the fact he's been celebrated, motivated, incentivized to collect money, to imprison another or to jail another. I mean, it's unheard of and not good enough for the Nigerian police force.
Yeah, but Chukwuma, quite damning allegations indeed from the FBI for Abba Kyari, who's a decorated officer in Nigeria. Now, with this move by the IG, where does this all leave Abba Kyari at this time? Now he's been suspended and now almost effectively replaced.
The truth of the matter is, you know, the way like the whole country is structured at the moment, we have that brotherly love for another. I may not want to be conclusive on this, But given the Nigerian instance, I see a situation where Abba Kyari probably was invited, and then Oga tell us what happened. Are you in any way guilty? Okay, fine. Let's see how to now make up for this and all the rest. Because, I mean, for crying out loud, this guy has not even been tried by any court of, with competent jurisdiction to ascertain his innocence, and should ordinarily have been presumed innocent, until charged guilty by a court. But we see a replacement within 48 hours, that he was suspended. And I mean, if you know the way things work typically in Nigerian society, given that over time we've seen like people like an instance of the Minister of Communications, Pantami, who had like some damning accusations, allegations, and we didn't see him being suspended just because there were allegations. We even saw the government making an excuse for him that he has repented. Some of those statements was made when he was smaller. So why was no excuse made for Abba Kyari? So this does not in any way suggest that maybe this now a new awakened integrity of Nigerian system. Rather, it suggests that this is one of the cases with all of the evidence that is on ground, because I'm sure one of the things that really shocked me, I've always seen like WhatsApp platform as one that is encrypted, one that cannot be monitored. But this just disclosed that even all the materials transmitted, calls, messages could be tracked, by the FBI, of course.
Right.
This is an app owned by America.
Right. Now, and Chukwuma, I mean, he, just as you said, he's innocent unless or until he's been proven guilty in the court of law. But look at the Nigerian police force, because reports have it that allegedly, if he's been extradited to the U.S., we are hearing a report also that says that he might sing like a canary, as he would not be the only one to go down. What does this say about the Nigerian police force, if allegedly it comes to that?
Honestly, to be fair, with the Nigerian police force, they are an integral part of the Nigerian society. They are selected members of the society, but unfortunately, when you talk about recruitment in the force, there is no due diligence. So what that tells you is, when people are recruited in the force, before you rise through the ranks to a certain level, you must have had like some very damning records. It's almost very difficult to see, even with the Super Cup now, having like some of this like track. That really goes a long way to show you that it is really possible to navigate through the police force, rise through the ranks and the files, without actually, being compelled by the institution to commit certain things. And what that means is that Abba Kyari cannot just be alone in the whole of this. Because before now, if people have made accusations, this happened, petitions, and then nothing is done. He has been issued, treated as a sacred cow. The Police Service Commission was bombed, and just because the United States of America, that has a credible intelligence that is not compromised, because I see that in Nigeria, it's not because the intelligence community is incompetent, no. But when the intelligence community is compromised, what that means is that anything can happen, anything can fly, and it will seem as if to say it is undetected. But I just see that the authorities that be simply chose to close their eyes, because I will tell you that in the ranks and files of the police, this never came as a surprise and a shock to them. I can tell you this for free.
All right. Just before we let you go, there's been a lot. If you look at the timeline of this, singular case of the Hush Puppy, reality show, or reality as it may, and now extending to the police. Hush Puppy arrested last year, names, he's got accomplices, FBI does investigation, gets him indicted, he gets to court. Hush Puppy then pleads guilty last week, names more names, FBI then names Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari then gets suspended by the police, and now a replacement almost effectively being named. So the investigations within the police are going to come out. What do you think we should expect going on from this series as it's going on? Because it is clearly quite reality. We are Nigerian police, by extension, corruption at high levels.
Honestly, at this point, I think what the Police Service Commission is doing can best be regarded as medicine after death. Let's not forget the order on the head of Abba Kyari is not that of an extradition. In fact, US doesn't have that luxury. being that given their relationship, diplomatic relationship, as regard to extraditing people that that ought to come to defend themselves, has not always proved or worked out well, like the case of Ibori, the case of Buruji. You understand? It didn't work out well. We see that Buruji, like all the while, hanging out around in the country. Some attempts were allegedly made to arrest him and send him back to America, but that never worked. The order on his head is get this guy arrested. And of course, Interpol is meant to be such that. It's also interesting to know that in the unit of the Nigerian Post, we have, of course, the DIG in charge of Interpol. Nigerian Police Force also have like some of their men that are discharged into this international police organization.
Right.
And what is expected of them, right? Of course, to pick him up.
Right.
I'm not even like all of the laws. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Public Affairs Analyst and Director of Lead Network Africa, Chukwuma Okenwa. Thank you for coming on the program.
Yeah, thank you so much.